As always, the hotline is 985-664-9503. Let's take another call here.
Hey, Theo. I just wanted to get your thoughts on a topic regarding what's going on with the ICE raids down in LA. I was a victim of a sexual assault when I was in college, and I never got to go to trial or any of that because I never reported it. And
thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Onward.
Anyways, I was just thinking about in this country how there's, I don't know, at least 25,000 rape kits sitting in evidence lockers that are not tested. And that while this is happening, people are being pulled from their families. And that's what our country has decided to spend their money on. Like, what do you think about that? Like, do you really think that there is value in what our government is choosing to do? Do you think that the citizens of this country who have actually committed crimes are better than people who have existed illegally, picking fruit, like having families, like being good people? Like, I know you love Mexicans. I love Mexicans. Like, they are, like, how mad are all the Whole Food moms going to be when they can't afford strawberries? Like, this is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here. Sorry, there's a lot in this voicemail. Yeah, I love Mexicans. I would like to be Mexican next time. I've prayed for that. God knows that. So if something ever happens to me, please look out for me. And if you see me in El Barrio, say, Bienvenidos, Teodoro. But yeah, sorry to kind of joke, but you were kind of laughing there at the end as well. Yeah, I'm sorry about your sexual assault. I don't. But let's talk about the ICE situation. Because I feel like that was more the focal point of your call. I think a lot of things on this. So one, I think a lot of what you see, not a lot, I would say I bet half of what you see, the videos and stuff out of Los Angeles, are not real. I think a lot of them are seeds that are planted to create conflict, right? To create more videos, caring people show up, caring for a cause, they create more videos, and then there's all this extra videography. But I believe that the whatever you would call it, the Duralog, whatever starts that is kind of staged. I feel like even a lot of the videos are probably staged. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying that deportations aren't happening. I'm not saying any of that. I just don't trust things that a lot of the stuff in Los Angeles. I believe that a lot of things in our world are staged, and then we see videos and then we believe them. I believe them. You believe them. We believe them. Obviously, there's a lot of deportations going on. It's sick when you see like children crying and people being taken from their parents. It's heartbreaking. Anybody thinks that that's heartbreaking. Now, there's also in the country, you have rules, you have laws, you have like, these are the rules, right? And some people are here, they're illegal. They're illegal by the letter of the law, technically. They're undocumented, right? Now, 40% of people that are here illegally are Mexican, right? 60% are not. We're just coming off a huge influx of people that were just let into the country during the last political administration. We've had Border Patrol agents on, it's undeniable. A lot of them are not even from Mexico. A lot of them are not laborers that were just coming over for fruit season or for farming season and then coming back. A lot of them are not that. So, when Trump he's heavy-handed. That's who he is, right? We've also had a broken system for a long time. So when the hammer starts to come down, or the guillotine as this is, it's not going to be comfortable. And at first it's going to be messy. It's not going to be smooth. And I think that, and I know Trump spoke the other day, that there needs to be a way, and I believe wholeheartedly there needs to be a way where people who are productive citizens are allowed to get amnesty or create a path for them to have citizenship. I believe that, undeniably. There's also people who are like, well, when someone says they shouldn't be in our country, right? You hear that they shouldn't be in our country. Well, this is our land, right? I believe that our land is still, that America is still fully entrenched by the ghosts of pain from what happened to Native American people. I believe that, right? I believe that the land doesn't forget. I believe that. I don't believe that we've made amends to those situations. I think there's other situations in history that we haven't made amends to. I believe that. At the same time, like, I believe, and this is a bigger belief, that in a few years, there's this plan with, it was spoken a few weeks ago, that Trump picked this company Palantir to create this digital database, right? This, to use like AI technology to create this whole database of everything. I'd asked JD Vance about it. So I believe in a few years in America that everywhere you go, there's going to be facial recognition. It's just going to be all built into our society, right? I mean, built in. So I don't think in a few years you would even be able to be in the country if you're not supposed to be, by law, right? By the letter of the law. I don't even think it's going to be possible. I think that's where we're headed, and we're headed there quick. And I think this is just one of the early stair steps you see of that, right? Is the organization, the documentation, everybody. You have to know who's here. You have to. And I think in a few years, it's not going to matter. The system will know, right? I think it's Palantir is the company that's going to do it. They've also been accused of a lot of dangerous stuff in Gaza. But that's the company we're going to be surveilling basically ourselves, right? We as citizens, whoever we are going to be under surveillance in our own country. That's going to be bonkers, dude. So I believe that it's a bigger thing that these are the stairs, these are the baby steps of it. First is you got to know who's here. You got to figure everything out. And yeah, I agree. The stuff's gross. It's sick. It's heartbreaking. There's also people that have been in the country technically illegal, right? Like by the letter of the law, who I don't know if over the years they've had the opportunity to figure that out. Is there, have there been opportunities? I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about immigration policy to know if they've had where they could go to an office and get that figured out over the years. I don't know. I don't know what that's like. I bet it's also miserable to be like living in the shadows and like worried all the time that this isn't going to be able to get figured out or this won't be able to be figured out. And you also have to believe that different political parties, they will use these things as kickball. They'll use certain videos and stuff as kickballs to get us all to watch the ball in the air, right? And even though sometimes some of the situations is horrible, we're watching you're watching the monkey juggle. Meanwhile, the monkey's stealing all your shit. The monkey got all your bananas, baby. You down fruitless, you down bad. But prayers, if a Mexican person needs to hide at my house, man, I'd be willing to discuss it. Fuck, I don't know if I should say that out loud or not. Ugh. But I just, and sometimes people are like, you got to speak about this. You speak what you feel you need to speak about. Okay? You speak what you think you need to speak about. Because also, I don't sit there all day looking at everything. I don't sit there all day looking at every single thing and moment. Some stuff I'm not even attuned to. There's other genocides happening in the world that I don't even know about. Right? And that you don't even know about. And that's okay, So, anyway, there's a lot going on there. That's all I'm saying. And I think this is all part of a bigger, this is just the beginning step. This isn't, while we're all watching this, so many other things are going on. And the crazy part about all of everything is that it's always the same shit. You look, it's always like, oh, here's a racial issue, here's a this issue, here. And nothing ever changes, it feels like. Nothing ever changes. And that's sometimes I think maybe even with that Vance interview, I'd be like, is anything going to change? Because if not, just tell us it's not, you know? So, I can go back to using and doing adult kickball or whatever. Just, But anyway, those are just some thoughts. And I don't have any perfect answer for you. And if you're coming to me for some perfect answer, go to yourself. What is your thought? What do you feel? What do you know? You a magic guy? You a wizard? Then do wizard shit.